I guess I will find out how much leg I have left once I wake up.
Hi, I'm Christy Johns from Australian Online News, and joining me is Australian MMA fighter Athena Martinez. Athena, you've been through an absolutely horrific experience as an athlete. You almost lost your legs after being kept in a cryotherapy chamber for too long. Take us through what happened.
So it was on the day that happened on the day before my fight. So I was doing a weight cut process, which every fighter goes through. Um, on the day of my weigh-in, which is normally 24 hours before your fight, I was heading to my gym. I was on weight, and I got a text message from my nutritionist at the time asking if I wanted to go for a cryotherapy session. And I've done cryo many times, never at that place, but I've done cryo many times. And I was like, well, you know what? Why not? So I went there, and that's when everything went wrong. So as soon as he opened the chamber, he goes, I gave you a double session. I left you there for 6 minutes. And I was like, okay, you know. Was just around 1 hour later when I was at my gym that I could see that my legs were very red, and I was just pouring a lot of water on my legs because they were literally feeling like it was on flames. They were just red. So I'm like thinking maybe I should put a cream on it. And it was around 5 p.m. that the blisters started to pop out. And I'm so, at that time, I didn't know that that would progress so badly. So I sent a message to my friend, and she's a nurse, and she literally said to me, this is looking very bad. You got to get an ambulance and go to the hospital right now. I got to the hospital at 7 p.m. And by that time I was like full of blisters, but the burn unit was shut at that time. So they drained all the blisters, which was good. They bandaged me up. They sent me home, and they said, come back first thing in the morning. And of course I couldn't sleep. They gave me pain reliefs, but my legs were just still burning, right?
Can you describe that pain? Was it like a sunburn?
It's literally like you're on fire. What the professor explained to me is that because it's a nitrogen burn, the crystals that it releases in your skin, they just get inside your skin and they continue to burn.
You must have been in agony.
At night, it was very bad. It was very bad. So I went to the hospital, and I was thinking that they were just going to change the bandages. And I'm like, I'm probably still going to be able to fight later, that positive kind of, fighter's mind. And as soon as the nurse opens the bandages, she calls the professor. He said to me, look, you cannot leave this hospital without having a surgery. Otherwise, you're going to lose your legs.
You mentioned that you were in temperatures of up to 195 degrees. I thought there was a limit to how cold it actually got.
I just found out after the event that, first of all, the machine wasn't approved. And the temperature, which was minus 195, was also not the temperature allowed. I've heard that it's either 150 or 180. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, and also the amount of time, I don't even think the machine allows you to set up for 6 minutes. You need to have someone there pressing the button again for the machine to restart.
So you're obviously a super fit, strong woman. How is this going to affect your fighting career?
That was my conversation with Professor Mates that is doing my surgery on Monday. And he's just an amazing guy, and he's a plastic surgeon, and he also practices sports. So he's been very concerned about my athlete career, and I really appreciate that a lot from him. So he mentioned to me that because my muscles are dead and there is not even blood coming out from my muscle. When you cut my muscle, there is not even blood in there. So, and I don't feel anything, right? So the first thing is that he said it's better if we remove the muscle and you have a healthy healing, and the scarring will be minimal. So you will be able to have all the amplitude and mobility in your leg again. Because if we don't do the surgery and you have that dead muscle there, the scarring is just going to be so thick that you're not going to be able to extend your leg normally. So you're probably going to be limping for the rest of your life. And if you try to fight, if you try to go into a jiu-jitsu competition or to fight, every time someone extends your legs in a forced way, it will literally just rip my skin apart. So with the skin grafting on the left leg, which is the one that I'm having the second surgery, they removed the skin from pretty much almost 50% of my leg. So the entire back of my leg, there's no skin. And on the right side, there is, I'm going to say maybe 15 or 20% on the inside my thighs and knee that had the skin removed. So what they do, they literally, you go under sedation and they literally remove all the skin. They could replace with your own skin, but because of the size, they couldn't remove, for example, from my back and put on my legs because it's just too much skin. So they replaced with a membrane that stayed there for 12 days. And then they already removed the membrane, and that's why we were hoping that that was going to help healing everything. And this week, after seeing without the membrane, the professor realized that there were a bit of damage on the muscles, because there is probably still some crystal inside the muscle burning that muscle. And about the length of how much they're going to remove from my muscle, he doesn't really know. He said we're going to have to start cutting and removing as we go, because we don't know how deep it is and we don't know what's the actual size of this. So I guess I will find out how much leg I have left once I wake up.
Athena, thank you for sharing your story, and we wish you a speedy recovery.
Thank you so much. And I'll keep you guys posted how everything goes.
For more, visit australianonlinenews.com.au.